Hey guys, it's Matt with Double J Repairs. I'm back here working on a 2018 Ford Expedition. It's the limited max with 3.5 EcoBoost. So we've gone through quite a few issues with this truck, but following a fuel pump issue, which is fixed, the code's gone. We got about 600 miles later, we got a O2 sensor catalytic converter code P0420 at first, which is, I believe, the left bank, and then P0430, which I think is the right bank, or vice versa, one or the other. So oxygen sensors are always kind of a pain to figure out what the issue is. Is it the catalytic converter? Is it the sensor itself? What else could be the problem? So I went off the assumption that potentially the fuel pump caused an issue that fried the oxygen sensor. I put it on my scanner, looked at the graph after researching it, and it looks like both, because you've got two oxygen sensors. You've got one before the catalytic converter and one on it or after it. And so the ones before it were reading weird when I was graphing them. So we tried to richen it, we tried to lean it out, and they weren't responding like they should have been. So we went under, and I saw another video on how to check to see if the catalytic converter is an issue, and it is to measure the temperature of the exhaust before the catalytic converter and after it. And if the temperature before is hotter than the temperature after, your catalytic converter is good. So we just did that test, and this is a bad, it's got a bad O2 sensor. The number one bank sensor on both sides is bad. And I'm assuming, total assumption, that is because of the fuel pump issue and all the issues we had where it leaned out and may have fried the sensor or caused some kind of issue with the sensor. So I'm going to change those out. If you go to Harbor Freight, which is one of my favorite places, you can buy O2 sensor sockets, and that's the best way to do this. Or you could use a wrench. I mean, it is just a, let's see, this one is a 7/8. I mean, you can put a 7/8 wrench on there too, but this has got a slit down the side of it, so you can run that wire in between it. So we'll get under the car and change that. So here we go underneath the car. So looking forward, this is left, this is right over here. As you can see, the front two tires. Again, you could do this just on your back with the jack, and jack stands, always use jack stands. There is a dust cover or a skid plate that goes right here. It's just 4 8mm bolts. So the head on them is 8mm. Just run them out. There goes 1, 2, 3, 4 right over my head, and then this piece comes off. There's the transmission cooler right there. So this is transmission cooler right here. Anyways, so this is the left side here. Let me hang on just a second. Let me get a better view. Hold on. All right, so here's the catalytic converter on the left, or yeah, left side of the vehicle. And you can see the two oxygen sensors. This one that's closest to us was reading fine when I scanned it. This one here was the one that was reading poorly. So I'm gonna pull that one off. And then on this side, same thing. Here's the catalytic converter. There's one up there, and then there's one right underneath that heat shield right there. So it's that one, the furthest one, that is right here, that is gonna be the most difficult. So since I already had it in the air to check my temperature, I'm going to just go ahead and pull these off, and then I'll disconnect them up at the top once I get the vehicle down. But you can see here, and I'm gonna try to get you, this plug is right up there. So it's right on the back of the motor. There's a socket on there, maybe I break this bar. Let's see, it's not that hot anymore. That's what we're gonna strip it. It's oxidized on there, I'm sure pretty good. Exhaust is always the fun part. All right, let's see if I can grab something as a fold. So we had to use a cheater bar. It was pretty tight. Now we should be good. There's one O2 sensor off. Socket made it easier. I definitely tried it with a wrench first just to see. I may have to put a wrench on this one. Can't tell. It's a little tighter. Always fun. So we got both oxygen sensors loose. I'll show you what I did on the first one. Can you see this, Joe?
Yep.
So on the first one, this kit comes with a couple of different sockets. This is the one I used to get the left one loose. And then there's also the same size, has this little slit in it. Not as useful. You just have to make sure when you have that on there that you hold it so that that doesn't slip off. And then on this final one, on this right-sided one, is a little harder to get to because transmission cooler line's in the way and the transmission's a lot more in the way. I'll show you. Let me get it off here. I got it loose. I should be able to loosen it by hand now. Also, the heat shield's in the way, just to add another heat shield around the catalytic converter in the way. Let me get the ratchet off there and I'll be able to get it out. It's not the easier one, that's for sure. Start on the right side so you're not frustrated when you get to the left. Hold on a second, guys. Struggle is real. Off there. If I can get my ratchet off there, we'll be in business. They are in there tight. I sprayed a little penetrating oil on them because I got smart there towards the end. All right, I got it. I'm sliding this up the wire. So this is the same. So you've got this tool, this socket as well. So this way it gets your ratchet out away from, so you have room to move it. And once you break them loose, they unscrew pretty easy. So we should be able to unscrew it. Yeah, once you get it broke loose, it comes off pretty easy. But yeah, we'll spray a little penetrating oil, that helped a lot. All right, almost got it. So once we get this loose, we'll let the car down. And make sure that there's no wire holders. Yeah, there's one right there. But I should, where is that at? I should be able to reach that from top side. And of course I can put it back up in the air if I need to cut that tie right there. That looks like, okay, so we're on the top of the vehicle now, working on disconnecting the electrical connection on those O2 sensors. The first thing we do is going to take this cover off, run that screw out. We got a better way to do it. This is my way because I'm short. And then if you just take it, now on these, you don't have to, the oil fill, you can just leave it there. You just kind of pop it around it. And then in the back, it's in a clip, just pull straight out. And then what I do is grab these two nuts, that, I'm going to slip them here. All right, I'll set this out of the way. All right, let's see if we can see them without making it. All right, I've got the one connection right there. I can see it. I'm just gonna. Did it anyway. There it goes. All right. Yeah, you just push in right there and pull. There's one off. So just a little tab on top. On here, let me see that. Did you stop it? Nope. Okay. You see right here. See if I'm sorry again, guys. I'm working on better camera equipment. I actually have it. I just can't find the charger. So you just need to press on this little tab right here, and then it comes apart. Press hard, and then this comes out. And then I'll reattach it and slide it back down there and lift the car back up. Or I'll probably lift the car back up. I don't know. We'll see tomorrow. I'm just trying to get it to disconnect. Got it. Oh yeah. Got something. Sacrifice the body. All right, so there's a second one. This is one of the reasons why I typically pull parts before I go to the parts store, because I want to make sure I got it right. So this is the same oxygen sensor, but different lengths of wire. This is the left side of the vehicle or driver's side. This is the right side of the vehicle or passenger side. So when I go to the auto parts store, I'll make sure and get the ones that are the right length. Anyways, they're pulled now. Wasn't as bad as I thought. I went and got two new oxygen sensors. They're Bosch from O'Reilly's, marked left and right on the boxes based on the part number. The other thing I did was I fed down some wire. I'm gonna show you real quick. Just so while it's in the air, I can attach the wire on the sensor to it and then just gently pull it up. And that way I don't have to raise and lower the vehicle a bunch of times. But that's the plan anyway. We'll see how it works out. All right, I've got the new sensor with the old right sensor. I'm just making sure the length matches. We look good. Put the new sensor in. Let's go underneath the vehicle. Just a second. I get all my stuff together here. It comes with anti-seize already on it, looks like. So here we go. Going under, and this one again is the right one. So we'll come over to the right side. Hit up here. There it goes. Just a second, I'll get you a better view. That's right there. That's why I left the wire loose so it's been easier to get on there. Just tightening it up now. Once we get a little bit snug, let's do a wire caught. There we go. Much easier to tighten it with the wire loose. Almost can't do it with it attached already. So, there's the new sensor right there. We just need to snug it down, and I need to uncoil that wire that I coiled while it was tightening it up. Hang on just a second, I'll knock that out and then I'll get y'all. Okay, 2 hands are better than 1. So now I'm just gonna slide this socket on here and get it snug. All I'm gonna do is push up with this, out with that, like that. There she goes. We're stinking tight now. Bring this back to starting position. Do this one last little bit. Make sure it's good and snug. Now we'll get back to the starting position. By no means want to break this sensor. So I feel like it's pretty well snug, but it was still moving. All right, that's good. Okay, so we got it snugged in there again. Okay. Let's get it set up there. All right, so there's the socket, and the ratchet. All right, so change of plans. I was able to make the connection up there, through there. I can see there it is, I think. I should be able to see it right there. I was able to make that connection. I actually lowered my lift down a little bit so my little short arms can reach up there and plug it in. But there it is, it's plugged in and tight on the right side. I still recommend, I pulled that guide wire out, but better have plans, you know, that way it doesn't, you don't mess it up. But if you're laying on your ground, if you're laying on the ground, doing it from a creeper, you should be able to reach up there and do it. Here's my guide wire if I need it. This one's a little taller, but I'm gonna try to make it without doing it. Set my tools down. Here. Okay, that's on. Sock it over it. Down there pretty tight. All right, just be careful, don't let it slip off. Since, you know, it's about like that. Hang on a second, let me grab that ratchet. I can easily line up a socket and ratchet pretty quick. These have given me more trouble. It's on there good and snug already. All So we're good. Should be on there good and tight. Kind of look at that one and then look at this one. Look about the same as far as, let me just see real quick. Rolling over that wire I put down there. Make them, yeah, it looks about right. If you compare the two. I'm trying to get this camera up there so we can see it. There it is. All right, let me see if I can't connect this up there to the top. You see the maroon connector right there? See if I can't connect it. I'll pull that red wire out of the way if I make the connection. I just don't want to give up my safety valve just yet. Okay, before I lower the car back down, put the skid plate back on. This wasn't in the original video, so I'm gonna do my best on this. Okay, so I've got, it's in that lip right there, and then I've got the back two started, and I'll do the front two. Get them lined up. Get them lined up with that clip. There it goes. There she goes. Get it. All right, we got it. Loose, so we can get this one. Okay, one, two, three, and four. All right, we're good. Let the vehicle down now. All right, letting the vehicle down. Safety, safety. Get the back jack. Let it loosen it. Okay, slide it back. Confirm there's nothing under there. Good. Pull pin on the left, away from the control unit. We'll pull the pin off by the control unit. Then we're going to ease it down. Okay. Everything's going down even. We're good. All right, we just cranked it up. Everything seems to be running okay. We're fixing to back it up, put it on the scanner. Okay, so we've changed out the oxygen sensors. This is just a little more advanced portion of it. So I've got it on my computer now and I'm looking at it. This is the icon from Harbor Freight. I can't afford Snap-on. But so what I'm looking at is the oxygen sensor in bank one, sensor one. So it's gonna be the left bank, the first sensor, so the one before the catalytic converter. And so it's reading it as it comes out and it's going up and down as the mixture of the engine goes from lean at the bottom to rich at the top. And then as you accelerate, it should peak out and level off, and then as you come down, it should go back into that up and down motion as it holds that lean and rich mixture up and down. This is based off my research, so that shows it's a good sensor. So also I can tell the car's running better. We had like a shutter at idle, so I can feel that as well. But if I come back and look at them, they're following each other as well. The two sensors. This is where I was. This is different. Yeah, it says sensor one, bank one. So I need to zoom in a little bit. That peak caused it to auto adjust. There we go. So it'll auto adjust as we go. You should see that up and down, so it's reading well. So that's good oxygen sensors, everything's good. Car seems to be running well. We'll clear the codes and make sure everything's good after that. So, all right, looks like we fixed it.